Today we get to learn about a new topic from Japan and Hong Kong. With us today we have Viveca Chow. Viveca is a performer from Hong Kong. Hi, Viveca.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And we have Resa Mishina from Japan, and she is a musical theater performer. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And I also heard, I learned that you're both friends, so you sort of, you've had a conversation about our today's topic beforehand, so that's exciting. So the topic for today is, please share with us 3 of your favorite local spots from what you consider or call your hometown. I will start with Resa.
All righty. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Never mind. Ta-da. There we go. All right. So as Sama said, I'm from Japan. Specifically, I'm from Yokohama, Japan, which is just about an hour away from Tokyo. It's a very metropolitan urban city, and my first location actually is going to be from Minato Mirai, which is a really fun area in Yokohama. This place was right by where I went to middle and high school, so it was me and my friends, local hangout spots. I would go on weekends with my parents too. There's a lot of shopping malls, great restaurants, and just a lot of things to do in the area. It's really awesome. Some of the highlights include the red brick warehouse, which was built in the early 1900s as a custom building. And now it's used as a shopping mall. It has lots of restaurants. It's a really great event space and some banquet halls in it. There's also the Landmark Tower, which you can see in the top right picture, and it's actually the second tallest building in all of Japan at 972 feet high. It has a lot of shops, restaurants. There's a hotel in it. There are clinics. It's also an office building, and you can actually go up all the way up to the 70 story. And has a really, really great view of the port area of Yokohama. And, all right, the Ferris wheel is located in this tiny theme park called Cosmo World. Another great area for just hangouts for when I was a teenager. It was one of the tallest Ferris wheels in the world when it was built back in 1989. And it lights up all different colors. It's really beautiful. There's a clock in the middle, which is really cool and convenient sometimes. It's just a really lively area that I always like to recommend to people when they visit Japan. Alrighty. So the next location, it's going to deter a little away from what I consider the Tokyo area, which is my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Actually going to be in, why can't I do?
Well, I have a question about the first place. Is it like a plaza, like a pedestrian area where?
Yeah.
Nice. It looks pretty cool. It looks very cozy.
The urban city areas are pretty similar to like how New York City is. There's just
gotcha.
Public transportation, and you can walk pretty much anywhere. For PE classes, we used to run from my school like 20 minutes away to the red brick warehouse and then come back and through this gorgeous park right by the water.
Oh, nice. That's exciting. Well, first place to go visit when going to Japan. I'm just creating travel checklists with this entire global gap thing. I'm doing my travel research. So what's your second favorite spot?
Alrighty. My second favorite spot it's in Ise. which is in the Mie prefecture, which is about a 7-hour drive from Tokyo south. So it's not local, but it's still in Japan, and it's a location that I really, really like. So I wanted to include it in this presentation. So the Ise Jingu, which is the Ise Grand Shrine, which it was established in 4 BCE. It is one of the oldest shrines, shrines in Japan. And this Shinto shrine, which is the Japanese religion, Shinto, it was dedicated to the sun goddess, Amaterasu. It's huge. It has 2 main shrines in it, but also it houses lots of smaller shrines, because Shinto has a lot. It's not just one god; it has a lot of gods, and they all have to do something with nature, or like rain, like sun. There's the weather. There's farming, and it's just cool. So what's interesting about Ise Jingu is the main buildings are rebuilt every 20 years, and it has been that way. It's been a tradition since it was built back over 2,000 years ago. It's one of Shinto's holiest and important shrines. It houses really important, there's like the sacred mirror that it's kept in there for Shinto, so it's a really holy place. And I got to go with my mom last year, and the moment I stepped in to the area, the whole air shifted. I could just feel it. I don't consider myself to be a super religious person. I'm more spiritual, but it was an incredible experience because you could just feel the air change. Something was in the air. It was cooler. It was a different vibe to it, and I've never experienced anything like that. And you know, believe what you want, but in that moment I was like, okay, this place, there's something. The energy is different. There has to be something, which was really magical. And it's just filled with nature. It's a great place to learn about Japanese culture and Shinto religion and culture. It's a very like historical place too, so it's definitely somewhere that I would recommend.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, Mother Earth has its own energy, and I feel like different spots, like religious or not, the universe is energy, and the place looks beautiful. I'm just mesmerized by, anyway, it's gorgeous. It is, cool. All right. And how do you pronounce the name of the area again?
Ise is the location, and Jingu, Grand Shrine. So the Ise Grand Shrine, or Ise Jingu.
Ise Jingu. Cool. Thank you for sharing that with us. All right. Last favorite local or Japanese, like, you know what we meant by local, like.
Yeah. We're going to go back to the Tokyo area. I'm going to do a 180 into a super contemporary new thing. And it's actually one of my favorite restaurants to go to whenever I have guests from foreign guests from other countries, which is, if you'll let me go to the next slide. Oh no. Please load.
Would you like us to go to Viveca for some change while you figure out?
Sure.
Yeah. We can also wait. I'm happy to do either.
I don't know why it's not loading. Let me refresh this. Maybe. Let's see if this will work. There we go. Alrighty, sorry for that.
There we go. It's okay.
So yeah, as you can see, it is the ninja restaurant.
Oh.
It's a fully themed restaurant. It's it's just really cool because it has a hole in the wall kind of entrance where if you just walk by it, you won't really realize that it's there.
Uh-huh.
Nothing is flashy or there's no advertising in the front. It's just in a small banner, it says Ninja Restaurant. And it's you have to make a reservation to eat here.
Mm-hmm.
But when you step in, to get to your seat, you first have to go through ninja training. Nothing crazy, but you do, slip through walls, walk on water, and climb over things, duck. It's just to get to your seat. It's fully immersive. It's it really brings you into the world of ninjas, which is very Japanese. And even me as a Japanese person really enjoy doing that.
Yeah, that's like easy stuff. We all do that. We all walk on water, climb walls.
Exactly. So all your servers and waiters are ninjas. They put a really cool twist to everything. So just the interior of the restaurant is really cool, and it's built like an old Edo period Japanese street style. Mm-hmm. The menus are written in these like scribe things, and even the dishes have little twists to it. They have like bonsai cakes that look like bonsai. Things go on fire and things change color, and all the cocktails are infused with different really visually appealing and exciting and fun things. Mm-hmm. And what I really like is during your visit, while you're at the table, a ninja master will come to your table and give you a ninja magic show just for your table, which is really, really fun. And the magic tricks are really high quality. They're not something that's just, things you can get from a magic shop or anything. They're professional magicians. Mm-hmm. And it's super entertaining and really, again, like immerses you into the whole world of old Japan and ninjas. It's somewhere that my parents and I always took our friends and the guests here, and everyone just has a blast.
It looks like an extremely fun place. So, how long is the reservation wait for that place? Like, would you reserve and go on the same day, or is that a place that you have to reserve like a week ahead?
I would say a week ahead. Uh-huh. I'm sure it depends seasonally and the time of the year and everything, but because it is pretty popular and they do recommend making reservations ahead of time, I would definitely pre-plan to go here.
Told you, I'm planning my trip right now. So off of the top of your head, what is your favorite meal, dessert, and cocktail?
Ooh, from here, I don't think the bonsai cake I really remember a lot. I think you can actually see it in the picture in the lab. The little like black dish with it really looks like moss, but it's just green cake, and then like a pretzel stick that really looks like bonsai. I thought it was just visually really beautiful, and also tasted really good. I don't think I've been here since I've been able to drink, so I can't comment on the cocktails. But the dishes, they're all like Japanese fusion, definitely leaning more Asian and Japanese, but with a little Western fusion sometimes to just make it more interesting and fun. I can't remember precisely, but there was this risotto kind of situation where smoke was coming out of the pot on your table, and it was just really cool, and it also tasted good. Yeah, everything has a little like twist to it that just makes it really entertaining as a restaurant.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. Now I want to get some ninja training before I go and make sure that I'm going on an empty belly. Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you so much. This was great. Thank you for sharing a piece of Japan with us. And now we move to Hong Kong. Viveca, can you please share with us your favorite local, whatever you want to translate local as, spots? Can't, Viveca, we can't hear you.
Yep. Sorry, I was trying to figure out. Okay.
Good.
Hi, you guys. I am so excited to be sharing my home with you all. I am from Hong Kong. Just a little bit about Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a special administrative region of China in the Eastern Pearl River by the South China Sea. We operate under a one country, two systems system, and without getting into too much about the history and everything, that basically means that we maintain a separate political, legal, and economic system from the rest of the country. There's Hong Kong right there in the little pin. It's 8,000 miles from New York City, where I am right now. And my first local spot is Times Square. Funnily enough, we actually also have a Times Square in Hong Kong, and it's this huge fancy shopping mall. I love this place because I grew up hanging out there with friends, you know, after school, and there's like a movie theater, there's a lot of like fun shops, and also a food court with a lot of different cuisines. I'm a huge foodie, so I love going there, and also an entire floor dedicated to stationery for all those people who love stationery like me. So yeah, it's one of my favorite spots, and it's just it has a very modern feel, and yeah, a great hangout spot.
Nice. Times Square in Hong Kong with an entire floor for stationery.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's I'm sold. And I'm probably gonna spend all my time at the stationery floor. That's it.
Okay, me too.
What's your second favorite?
My second favorite is the Cultural Center. So the Cultural Center is a multifaceted performing arts facility, and it's located right on the waterfront. It's really beautiful there, and you can take the ferry to the Cultural Center. And I remember watching the concerts of Lea Salonga and Renee Fleming growing up, and as a performer, that really inspired me. But little did I know back then that I would actually eventually get to know Lea Salonga on a more personal level, just because our careers kind of like cross paths at some point. And yeah, the Cultural Center puts on performances that would be considered more traditional, you know, like orchestra performances, ballet performances, as opposed to more like experimental / avant-garde pieces. So yeah. And it's also in a district called Tsim Sha, so hard for me to translate it. Tsim Sha Tsui. So it's Hong Kong's kind of in like three little four really, but there's like Hong Kong Island, Kowloon, New Territories, and also in Lantau Island and some other outlying islands. And this is in the Kowloon side, so that's why you can take a ferry there.
Yeah, it looks pretty inspiring to create art or make art near this body of water.
Totally. It just has like such a grand feeling to it, I would say.
It does.
My last favorite local spot, I love to eat, so I picked Lin Heng Tea House. I love food, especially dim sum. So dim sum is a style of Chinese cuisine. It's usually prepared as small bite-sized portions served in small steamer baskets or little plates. And it's basically equivalent to an American Sunday brunch. I used to always go to dim sum when I was a little kid on Sundays with my parents. And I think Lin Heng Tea House has hands down some of the best dim sum I've ever had in my entire life. They also carry the tradition of cart service. So a lot of waiters and waitresses would push the cart around and you would order straight from the cart. And this is a tradition that is sadly dying, but it is such an integral part of the dim sum experience. I also want to kind of share what dim sum actually means in Cantonese. So the character theme, it means point to, and sum means heart. So it literally translates to point to your heart, which I find really beautiful, as it can be translated in the larger sense where you're choosing to eat what your heart desires. Yeah.
And my top favorite dim sum dishes are on the left. As you can see, it's pai guat. It's black bean steamed pork spare ribs, and it just has this really tender taste to it. It's so good. The middle is shrimp dumplings. We call it hagao, and it's a little different from other types of dumpling because the outside is like a little bit different in terms of texture, and I think it's like, I think rice is a huge part of it. So and the one on the right is chung fun, which is steamed rice noodle rolls, and inside you have like your choice of protein, where it's either shrimp, roasted pork, or beef, and you top it with sweet soy sauce. So yeah.
They all look delicious.
It's so good.
And you figured out my question before I even see. She did not coordinate that part with you, Resa. Are those are there always served steamed, or they could also be fried, the dumplings and the?
Yep, definitely deep fried. There's a lot of deep fried desserts actually, and there's just a plethora of things. But personally, I don't know. I just have kind of more like a palate that caters towards steamed foods. Just kind of is easier on my throat. I don't know.
All right. So another restaurant on the list.
Love it.
Hong Kong. Great. Yeah, that's why people travel to eat, so they can,
For sure. And food is such a big part of culture too. I think you can learn so much about a culture, with food experiences like that. And I think food brings people together, and especially in a time, like this, where the world is kind of in shambles, I think having a good meal,
is all you really need with the loved one or friends. And yeah, no, I hear you. Hopefully we'll leave those rooms soon and actually get to eat with each other again, and then make theater with each other again. Great. So the bonus question for today is, what's your favorite 3 songs? They could be childhood songs. They could be songs that are just from your hometown. They could, or like from your home country, whatever. 3 favorite songs. And why are they your favorites? Or something you also want to share. It could not be your favorite, but it could be something that you want to share for educational purposes. That works too.
All right. So I decided to choose 3 Japanese songs that that really reminds me of different stages of my life. Let me share you my first song. So this song is called, title just disappeared. It's called Love Story wa Totsuzen ni, which it means love story happens suddenly. It was the main theme song from a Japanese TV drama called Love Story. And it's sung by this guy called Oda Kazumasa. And my parents listened to a lot of his music when I was growing up, when I was in elementary school. And it's just one of those songs that you just heard whenever you were in the car or just hanging out in the living room and it was playing because your parents liked it. And this song especially I really, really liked. And I remember like dancing to it and singing along to it when I was in elementary school, which is very odd because that's not this kind of songs that other Japanese elementary school kids were probably listening to. People tell me that my music taste, especially my Japanese music taste, is a lot of it older, my parents' generation. But
that's what happens when you have parents that have good taste in music.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and this guy Oda Kazumasa was, I think, the only Japanese artist concert that I've ever been to. So that's another reason why his music is special to me. Yeah.
Great.
Nope, that's the next song. so it has a little bit of a old disco-ish vibe.
Yeah, and look at those 80 cell phones.
You can tell how old it is, but
Is it? It sounds familiar. Is it like used a lot? Is it like? Sorry, I mean it's popular in Japan, but is it also like popular internationally?
maybe. I know the TV drama that this song was used for was pretty big. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was also aired in other countries.
Cool. All right, now we're going to transition to Hong Kong. Can you share with us a song that you like?
Yeah, absolutely. So I picked oldies but goodies. All my 3 songs are a little older, but you know they're great. So one second, I'm trying to figure out how to share the screen again. Okay, let's see. So my first song I chose, it's called "真的愛你," which translates to "I really love you." It's it's by the revolutionary Hong Kong rock band Beyond, and they just changed the entire like music industry over there, and they were so loved, and they still are very loved. But unfortunately, the lead singer, he passed away by falling off a stage, and he died of an internal brain bleed. And he was still really young, but his legacy still lives on. So this song actually made its way to become the Mother's Day anthem in Hong Kong because it talks about the unconditional love between the child and the mother. So yeah, I'm gonna sing a little snippet for you.
Go for it.
Okay. Can you hear the music?無法可修飾的一對手，帶出溫暖在背後。縱是囉嗦，始終關注，不懂珍惜太內疚。沉醉於音階，他不讚賞，母親的愛卻命未退讓。決心中開心中掙扎，親恩中可報答。春風快要暖透我的心，一生眷顧無言地送贈。是你多麼溫馨的目光，教我堅毅望着前路，叮囑我跌倒不應放棄。沒法解釋怎可報盡親恩，愛意寬大是無限。請准我說聲真的愛你。So yeah.
Wait, do I dare ask you how many times you sang that song to your mom?
Funny story. Actually, I learned about the song when I was really young because I was part of Teresa Carpio is a big celebrity over there, and he had she had this huge concert where she kind of like created a platform for kid performers, and this was one of the songs that we sang all the time. And so yeah, I sang the song a lot to my mom like when I was little, and there are like videos of me like practicing, and I think I messed up a little bit of the Cantonese just because I haven't sang it so long, but yeah, it's a really I don't know if the English translations do justice to the beautiful, poetic way the words are put together, but we can try.
It's always hard to translate emotions in a different language, but I don't know what the like how it is in Cantonese, but I can tell the English version definitely is it's very moving. So maybe it does not translate as much, but it does in a little.
Good to know.
Cool. All right, we're gonna go back to Japan for another song.
Whoops,
You're on mute. You're on mute.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Sorry. This is a song from 2011. It's definitely for the younger generation, not my parents. And it's a group of 4 girls. They're called Smilage, and they're, I think, my age. So I don't think they're no longer doing this group, but I just remember listening to it, hearing it on the radio or on TV when I was in, I guess, high school. And I was not like a fan of them. I didn't really follow them, but this song kind of stuck to me, and it really, I would say, like, it reminds me of back like early high school days. But it's the cutesy anime style of the J-pop, I'd say.
Sounds like a fun dance song. Nice. What are they throwing around?
They were throwing around balloons.
Balloons, of course.
Anyway, this song is called Uchoten Love. I didn't say that. But yeah, it's very cutesy. And
It is.
Yeah, it's very Japanese.
It's very fun, cutesy. I could definitely dance to that.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun song.
So, I mean, I know you ladies coordinated a lot. So is Viveca, is this going to be also a song that you used to listen to when you were in high school?
Kind of. I am drawn to my next song because it's so beautiful, and I think I'm more drawn to the story behind what from what I'm about to show you guys. And this song, actually, I found out that it was originally a Japanese song. Mm-hmm. And Anita Moy, who was this famous celebrity, she was like an idol, a legend in Hong Kong, and she unfortunately also died of cervical cancer. And this was her farewell to the public. And this is a song about love. And it talks about how we shouldn't wait until the last minute to cherish something before it's gone. And Anita Moy, her biggest dream in life was to get married, and she never had that chance. And I just think this clip, which I'm about to show, it really, you can feel her raw emotion from her voice. So I'm about to present. So this is her in a wedding veil and a wedding dress, and this was her last song of her last concert before she passed away. So yeah, I just like that song and that clip specifically, like the way she says bye bye, it really tugs on my heart because you can feel it, like what she's
You
beautiful.
totally can't. What year was that?
Very long time ago. Very long time ago. 2000. I don't want to spread the wrong information, but her name is Anita Moy. She passed away a while ago. Yeah, that was still when I was in high school, I think.
Oh my. And yeah, that concert looks very grandeur.
Totally. And yeah, just legendary. Like, I think Hong Kong lost a lot of great artists. And she was one of them. Yeah.
Well, now you're introducing her to a completely new audience. So
Anita Mui, everyone.
So her legacy continues. Just to be mindful of time, I know that we have like one song in Japan and one song in Hong Kong, but just to be mindful of time, maybe you can share them in the chat with everyone and utilize what that time left now that we've gotten to know you as people. I just want to know you a little bit as artists. So what inspires you to make art? Why did you decide to move to the US to make art? You know, just a bit of your artistic statement and what motivates you and why you're here. So maybe we'll go back to Resa again.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I decided I grew up listening and seeing a lot of musical theater and any stage performances. My mom really likes to go see ballets and musicals and plays. So just naturally, I just wanted to do that as well. And I grew up in Singapore and Japan and going to international school. So that's why I can speak English. But when it came to deciding where to go to college after high school, I decided I wanted to pursue musical theater and be a professional actress. And for me, the best place that I knew I could get the best training was in the US. So then that's how I came here 7 years ago to go to college. And I now have a BFA in musical theater, and I've been working as a professional stage actress, singer, dancer, and I've also now done some commercials, music videos, and short films. And now I'm trying to expand to as many areas of performance that I can here.
Cool. Well, I'm happy that you're here.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Is there a specific type? I mean, you mentioned that you like musical theater specifically, but is there a specific genre of musical theater that you like more? Like more dramatic, more comedic, more
everything, it sounds like a cop-out answer, but I just have a
but I'm saying musical theater has all of that. So
I'm a big musical theater nerd. That's just how I grew up as. I like know all these random facts that I can pull out of myself and when I talk about musical theater and conversations. But as a performer, I think I'm a dancer first, so I like doing a lot of dance heavy shows. Like I was just doing a chorus line down at the Wick Theater in Florida, and but I also love to act and sing too. I did my first play in DC last year with Jody, who's tuning in right now. Hey Jody. We got to do White Pearl, which was a wonderful acting performance experience.
Nice. What's your favorite musical number?
My favorite musical number, okay. One of my favorite musicals is Newsies by Disney.
I love Newsies.
And Seize the Day definitely has to be one of my favorites. It's just
a good one.
A lot of amazing dancing, and yeah, it's just a fun number. One day I'll hope to get to be in it as a girl Newsie.
There should be a girl Newsie.
Yeah, it's historically accurate.
There you go. Well, I definitely am going to get tickets for that show.
Funny story, actually. So Resa and I have been friends for couple of years now. I don't even know how long, but we met each other at an audition. And do you remember this, Resa?
I do. It was for
Mamma Mia.
Mm-hmm.
So we danced in the same group, and so I am not like Resa. I'm not a dancer first. So I was very like anxious, and we were like dancing, and suddenly at the end where it was like 8 counts of improv, go. So obviously to me, I was like shaking in my I was like, ah! And in the corner of my eye, this girl right here, Resa, she whips out a side aerial. She literally, a side aerial is when you do a cartwheel without arms, and she just like whips it out. And she's like, no. I was like, but anyway, so she's an amazing dancer. Our stories are actually really similar. I grew up with a lot of Western influences. I also went to a British school. I went to an international school, and how that came to be was actually that my parents were they were finding that a lot of local traditional Chinese curriculums, it was stifling my creativity. I always got in trouble for expressing my creativity like on paper and also vocally. So for example, like there was this one incident that was kind of the last straw, and it was an art assignment during class, and it was like you have to draw like sun, flower, trees, or clouds, sun, yeah, something like that. And I added smiley faces everywhere, and I got in trouble for not following the rules. So that was kind of like, they were like, okay, so maybe this kind of curriculum is not for me. So after I went to an international school, I kind of gravitated towards a lot of musical theater as well. And very similar to Resa, I came here for college and graduated and moved to New York City. And something that really inspires me to be a performer, an actor, an artist is the good parts and bad parts of humanity. So I just love good storytelling. I'm so drawn to good stories and good writing and just stories about the world, you know, through the lens of different people with totally different experiences. Like I love learning as a person. And I just, with the bad parts of humanity, like I hope to use my voice and through the things I'm in to shed light on these injustices and oppressions. And that's why I became an artist, is to create a more unified world.
Thank you for pursuing art. I always have to ask, like, thank you for pursuing art. Thank you for storytelling. Thank you for, I know we're at times when they think when art is considered one of the non-essential thing, but art is one of the reasons why we all can stay at home and
absolutely
not, you know, not
go crazy.
Well, yes. So artists are definitely essential, and by telling stories, you're telling the story of humanity. So you are telling history. So thank you for creating art, and I hope you keep on creating art. Thank you for being with us today. Unfortunately, we're at time, but could you please share the 2 songs that you were going to share? Can you share it in the chat right now before we go, so that people can check them out? And yeah, thank you so much. This is wonderful. Now I know where to go when I visit Japan and Hong Kong. And I'm happy to share with you stuff about Egypt separately.
Yes.
That's it, everyone. This was our 2nd session of Global Gab. Jody, my partner in producing this, or partner in crime, if you want to call it, has been in the audience seat throughout. But hi, Jody, we miss you. And she was the wonderful coordinator behind all of this. And Yue, thank you. Viveca, thank you so much. Resa, thank you. And thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a lovely evening, y'all. Bye.